see if we can scroll up here. I just wanted you to see that this is September 15th, today, 2023. Alright, let me get this all lined up here a little better. Okay, it's been a wild week, and we got a lot to report on. And I'm going to let this go for a minute here while we're waiting for people in the chat room to get in here. And what a wild week we've had. Now there's a couple of people. Hello, Grace, and hello, Hopkinson. Welcome, folks. Thank you for hopping in there. I'd like to thank you guys for showing up tonight. Sorry I haven't been reporting lately, but it's been a wild week for me as well. One of my family members broke one leg and another foot, so they're pretty immobile, and I just wanted to thank you for all your prayers, because we had good news after surgery, and they're back home, and I've just been busy taking care of this person and loving on them, and, missing them, and making sure they're taken care of. And thank you all for your prayers and your concerns and everything. And I'm just so thankful to have such an awesome audience. And just kind of stalling for time to let people get in here, because obviously there was no notification going on. And it looks like the camera's picking it up best right there. We got a lot of stuff to cover for the last few days. This is today, the 15th. And I'll just pull up this right here. Maybe you can see this is September 15th. And Feast of Trumpets. And boy, do we have a show for you tonight, huh? Okay, so all kinds of crazy activity going off on the sun for the last few days. We're going to kind of go backwards in time, from the 15th backwards, okay? So here's today, the 15th, and you can see this big eruption up here. There's a round object in there, okay? And a couple other ones dive bombing through there. Okay, you can see it up there in the middle. And we'll come back. Well, actually, while we're here, let's just go frame by frame through this. And I need something to prop up the front of this tripod. Hold up just a second, folks. Let me just find something narrow enough to, that might work. Prop this up another inch. Hopefully the picture and sound's coming in okay, folks. I take it my microphone's working. Whoops. There we go. I just need to be able to reach the instruments a little bit. Okay, so we'll pause it at the opening frame, go frame by frame through this real quick. Back up a couple. Alright, so here's opening frame 024, okay, and you can see we have this little event underway. Where's my pointer at? Oh, wasn't ready, I guess. Too busy praying before I did the show. I had to say a couple of prayers this time. Where is my pointer at? It was right around here. Alright, well, we'll find it later on. For the moment, I'm just going to use the little arrow here on the screen. You can see we have this little event here on the right underway. And as we proceed through that, boom, it moves out. There's something round down here with what look like little a wake on each side coming off of it. And we have these events coming off the top up here. And right in the middle, right about here, is our object. And you'll see as it progresses on out, right here in the middle. And we'll even blow that up real quick for you. Right here in the middle. Gotta get down to a certain level so I can still use the inch or the little buttons down here. So bear with me here. Okay, that one moves on out. And that was today, the 15th, and then it looks like to be some activity on this side here. Yeah, there's another spheroid type object moving out, and a couple other little shadows dancing in there too. Okay, so that was frame by frame for today, the 15th. Now let's go back a day to the 14th. Here's this image that was my thumbnail, and I want to zoom in on this, because this, sometimes they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, what about this picture right here? And let me tint this out a little bit too. And zoom in on it more for you guys. Alright, hang on. This is going to turn out cool. Alright, my camera's doing wonky things with the screen. So let me do something like that. Ooh, no, right there. Well, something I want you to notice in this image right here is, let me find a pointer. I need something nice and slender so my fat finger doesn't get in the way. What happened? Wasn't ready really, you guys. I know what I can use. You guys still with me here, hopefully. Alright. Of course, you can see our round object right here, surrounded in plasma. Look how this is reaching out to its magnetic field. But notice how this finger is reaching out, bending, going this way, bending, and going back again. Do you see that? How this magnetic field has taken this branch and bent it right around here. And we'll even go in as tight as we can on this. And, whoa. Scoot you back over here. So you can see this effect that I'm talking about. There's our object, its magnetic field probably, or another object maybe back behind it. But you can see how the light comes out, turns, goes this way, turns, and goes back around it like that. And when I put this in motion here, you're going to see this was one straight stream until this thing came through and broke through it. So let me go ahead and get this started here. I'm just going to try to do this while it's all zoomed in. Bear with me. Yes, now we can start pulling it over. So you could see this was one big straight stream of light, and then just boom. See how it bent it? So I'll let it play a couple more times here. That was a big event, and that was on the 14th, okay? That was the day before, well, that was yesterday. Today now being the 16th, it will be the day before yesterday now. So what takes 3 days to get here, this will be here on the 17th. Okay, so hold on tight, everybody. Here, let's just put it right there. And you can see this big spire of light coming off the sun was reaching out to it as it approached, just like a compass needle. It breaks through, and there's still something else coming behind it because there's still this big thick band of plasma coming off the sun there. So we'll let that play again. Let's see if we can slow this down a little bit. And pull it back over. Alright, yeah, there we go. Boom. So it looked like it was a bigger object with a smaller moon. And what we need to do is now zoom back out of this. Go back over to the instrument here. Bear with me. Just want to pause right there. Right here is a good shot. Oh, come on now. There we go. And see how this plasma is coming out this way, turned and bent this way? Alright, and that was on the 14th. This thing will be passing by us in front of us on the 17th. And today, now it just turned to 16th here just a few minutes ago. So, big time object coming through with its little moon. Okay. Now, the day before that was, oh, we gotta zoom back out. Thanks for bearing with me. How's everybody doing? You guys all chilling in the chat there? Alright, good. Alright, so here's the 13th. And not much going on this day, but there are still some spits and sputters here. This thing right down below, there's another round object right there in that one. And we'll go zoom in on that real quick. Oh, there we go. We'll let that loop start over again. Coming out of here, it has this V-shaped barrel shock on it, that round object right there at the end. So maybe if we tint it out just a tad bit, we can see it a little bit better. Alright, so another object on the, what was this? This was the 13th? Yeah. Now this is energy that'll be hitting us on the 16th. So this is not a bunch. It's not a big one. It's a light little bit of energy, right? But this is the energy that'll take. It takes it 3 days to reach from the sun. This looks a little slower, actually. It doesn't look like it's moving as fast. So we'll see. But we've had this energy coming off the sun every day. Now, even though the 15th is over, we're going to go back to the 12th here because there is another crazy event here on the 12th. So let this just load up. Look at this over here on the right, okay? With this big magnetic field. You can see the plasma catching up with it. There's our object. See the round backside to it there? That's like the backside, I think, of its magnetic field. Let's pause it right there. And let's just zoom in on it. Let you guys be the judge of this. Alright. Boom. It looks like it has this front magnetic field here, but as stuff coming off the sun is catching up to it, it's not moving out as fast as the stuff behind it, and it's building up behind here, it looks like. Let's leave it at this zoomage here and see if we can get it to play. The zoomage. And maybe slow it down real quick. Then go zoom. Then go pull it over. Alright, so there we go. I'll let that loop play a few times here for you guys. And this is what hit us today on the 15th. All right. So happy Feast of Trumpets. We got all kinds of activity going on the sun. Last week I showed you signs in the sun. These are more signs in the sun. Everything that's happening now with the sun is basically a sign in the sun. So that's why I got to bring this stuff to you guys, because this is not normal behavior we see coming out of our sun. All right, so that was the 12th. That's what hit us today. That's the energy that passed in front of us today. I'm sure there was some wild weather somewhere on the planet probably today because of this interaction with this thing now. It has a huge magnetic field. So, and then let's let that one play one more time. Okay, then we'll go forward again through time. So let me zoom back out here. All right, right about there. So, boom, there's the 12th. Oh, one last thing here on the 12th. See if I can pause it on that one little. We had this thing streak through there. See this white band go through there? You can barely make it out here. It's this faint line right up, going right through here. All right, so something buzzed the camera right as this object is moving out of frame. Okay, they know the satellite's there. That's why they're buzzing the camera. All right, and look at this event during this, during this frame. All right, and that was the 12th. So let's go forward again through time. Here's the 13th. This is what's going to hit us on the 16th. Just little energy, nothing too big. Okay. But there's another round object with this magnetic field captured there. Okay, then let's go to the 14th with this event here. Start, whoops, where's that? Start that loop over again. Boom. Maybe I'll leave both sides playing here. That way you guys here. Look at it on both sides. You can watch it a couple times on the black and white, watching a couple times on this side. So that will be here on the 17th, interacting. That energy will be interacting with the Earth on the 17th. All right. Whew. Sorry, it's been a grueling week. I'm so blessed to be able to take care of my family member and help bring him back to health and stuff. So thank you all for your prayers and your concerns and stuff. We're doing pretty good now here. All right, so that was the 14th. Then we come to the 15th. This is today's. Okay, so you can see this last, 4 or 5 days has been pretty crazy. And I think there might be a little data out on the 16th now, because it's a little late at night. So let's go take a peek and see if we can get a preview of tomorrow, since we're already, into the day. Well, not much. There's only like 5 hours worth of data here, but not much for the 16th yet. It's not over there, but we have had quite a round these last 3-4 days, and that's going to impact the weather for the next 3 or 4 days, right? So let's come on over here to the space weather instrument. Before this, it was all choppy. We had a couple of days on the other side of this line over here. But now that we're at this juncture, you can see this was today, this cube right here. You can see that's sort of a little black out, but you can see these little spikes and stuff, boom. And then all of a sudden we've had an event right here. We had our satellite do its thing, whatever, and then another event. So we've had 2 M-class flares, 3 M-class flares here, 1, 2, 3, within the last 4 to 6 hours, okay? And these were all C-class. There's a couple more M-class flares here on this day, so a lot of activity. This is up in this little hump here is in the M-class area as well, too. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there. 6 M-class and 1, 2, 3, a bunch of little C-class flares down here, too. Okay, so it's been a busy week on the sun. This is not good. This Beta Gamma Delta sunspot 33429. We'll watch that one closely, okay? Come on, let me scroll down. Here it is right here. Let's see if it'll let me click on this. There we go. It's a tad bit bigger. All right, yeah, it's definitely intermingling here. So just watch out for this sunspot. It's this thing right here. Okay, so let's see, back out of that. I wanted to show you the tracker here. Oops, maybe it's not the same. It may have been updated since I looked at it last. It had a small CME coming at us here. Here we go. This one is the one I want. Let that update real quick. Yeah, see, we're catching the edge of this CME right here coming at Earth right there, okay, so I'm trying to catch the date when it comes off. 14th, 15th, so that'll be here. I wish we could pause it. About the 18th or so. Whoops, that did not work. Alright, well, anyways, we have this CME coming in. It looks to be hitting on rather the 18th or so. Okay, let's see what they say up here. The 17th. It shows this spike coming right here about the 17th. So day after tomorrow, we got this big spike coming in. That's 17th. That's what came off the 14th. That was this one. So they're anticipating this big one that just came off on the 14th right here. Okay. So let's go back to the CME tracker, back out of it real quick. What else? Yeah, see, here it is right here. They can even capture the little object in it. Oh, that was what I wanted to show you too. From the 14th? No. The 14th right here is... This is another image. I was thinking of using for the thumbnail, but... Yeah, this one right here, I think it is. Yeah. Let's just zoom in on this because this is like a reverse image or whatever, like a negative. But boy, it sure paints it perfect here. Let me just get it all dialed in for you. Oh, there you go. Okay, hard to miss it right there. All draped in plasma. The plasma is black in this image, okay? And the object is actually white in this image. It's actually dark black with plasma going around it. So what an image this captured right there. where was the previous one? This seems to have a funny looking round face in it right here. Right back here. Let me go back another frame and see. See if you guys can see this ghostly face in here. There's an eye with the brow coming over, another eye with the brow coming over the nose, a smiley mouth, and there's a crown up here over this round smiley face. Let's see if we can tint this out just a tad bit better. And zoom in maybe a tad bit more. Pull it over some more. Alright. I know it sounds crazy, but you come over here to this instrument and look at it. You can see it a lot clearer than me trying to do this with my laptop. But I told you there have been signs in the sun and stuff. Alright, so there's this face, and then it changes in the next frame here. Let me shoot. Let me zoom back out a little bit so I can get to the instrument here. Next frame. So there was that image, and now you can see it's grown a little bit bigger, evolved into a bigger face here, but still has the crown above it here. I want to get this just right for you guys. This round face, here's the eye, here's the other eye, the brows coming together with the nose, all right? And it still has this crown up here over its head, okay? So it evolved, that face evolved from one frame to the next. Oh, come on now, give me this back. I'll have to zoom back out again, my bad. So the next image, it's still ghostly there, but let me go to the previous image. Yeah, go to the previous image. And one more. So there's like 3 different faces there in these 3 different frames. As it blossomed from this weird face at first. Smiley face with these 2 eyes. You have to come over here to this instrument and just look at this because the camera's not doing it justice here. But let me just try and zoom in one more time for you. And this is where this straight beam of light was coming out of the sun right here. This stripe right here, okay? If we went over to this side, it's right here where this is starting to bend, okay? Here's our object. So this frame over on the other side has this ghostly smiley face. There's an eye right here. You can clearly see it. Let's see if we can... well, that's as tight as it'll let me go in, but this eye is really defined when you come over here and look at it. So is this one. It's got these raised eyebrows, perfect set of lips. It looks like it might be blowing or something, or sticking its tongue out or whatever. But you can make out this crown coming up here, boom, 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 with this gem here in the middle. Alright, and that was on the 14th, okay? That's what's going to come in on the 17th, alright? You got to come over here and look at these 3 frames. This is crazy here. Let me see if we can go one more frame here. While we're zoomed in here. Oh, please. Too zoomed in, I guess. craziness. So that's a lot of spiritual events happening here. Whoops, went too far. Happening here as well on the sun. All right, and I think I'll go even one more frame because it evolved one more time here. Next to even bigger face back behind here, and you can still make out this crown or whatever here. And here's our object. Boom. This is the ghost image or the negative of the event. So let's pull back. Everybody doing okay out there in the chat room? You guys seeing this stuff that I'm showing here? Uh-oh. We gotta freeze up here. Can I please have my computer back? Alrighty here. Well, apparently it won't let me click any further, so we'll just go here to the 15th. Alright, so we were over here. We saw the objects here on the tracker, or the CME tracker. We have this beta, gamma, delta region, so we'll watch that closely. Let's do our auroras real quick. Not too much right now going on, south or north. Just a light little absorption. Nothing too bad right now. Let's go. What else do we want to look at here? Just to remind you again, this sunspot 3429 went beta, gamma, delta. All right, so that bad boy right there is what we got to watch out for right here. Okay, and it's rotating into the strike zone, so we'll watch this closely. Then let's go over here to the Schumann, and you can see that it's been nice and quiet along here. It hasn't been much grinding. If we can get rid of Grandma's hand here. Here we go. This top green line right here is the one we're worried about. Okay, and it's still pumping along. Had some strength right here. You know, little pulses, little weak spot right there. Came back to life with some pulses, little weak spot. Strong again, a little weak, but it's pumping right along at the current time, so that's good. Nothing too big. You know, Feast of Trumpets. You know, when these events happen, sometimes they echo off the ionosphere up there and come back down. When they cross, they make the trumpet sounds in the sky, the skyquakes. What you guys think are skyquakes? Is actually the core and the shell kind of grinding on each other. And it emanates from the surface of the Earth, but at a really low frequency, goes up, bounces off the ionosphere, and comes down as an echo. Well, that's what this instrument does, is detect echoes coming off the ionosphere. And here's 7.83 hertz. That's what we hum at. That's what this planet hums at. That's what the magnetic field generates right there. So we're pumping along pretty good. No interruptions right now. But what we do need to do is come over here to the weather, because at the current time we have this Hurricane Lee, Tropical Storm Lee. Funny, that's my middle name. So Lee is now hitting Maine and Nova Scotia, the Fundy Bay area up there. So that's current conditions right now. Then we go into the morning of September 16th right there, as it's really making landfall even harder. That's the noon time of the 16th, and the end of convection the 16th. The nighttime hours of the 16th, and then into the 17th. There's this band right here that kind of pops up after it. Not too big, but then as it moves offshore, it gains some strength here. Comes up just along the coast right here on the nighttime of the 17th. So here's the end of convection, the 17th, but then it kind of curls up, hits the coast there, and gets really strong. This is the 17th. This is the day that they're worried about. All right, so this is when our inbound object's going to be cruising by. From this time frame, starting here, through this, boom, boom. So all this doesn't show it's too severe, but this could be a lot stronger than what this is predicting, especially with this inbound energy and with what's coming with it, okay? So that's the end of convection, the 17th. That's the nighttime hours. See how it blossoms here right on the point of what's this, Tennessee and South Carolina and Virginia area right in there. Can I zoom in on this one more time? There it is. All right, so this area right here on the 17th, from sundown on, is going to blossom some more. So this is when we're expecting this object to arrive, this energy to arrive. So we'll watch this. You guys in this area be on high alert, okay? And it could affect the weather around other areas too. So just because you're not in this region doesn't mean this can be heavy rains down here in New Mexico. It's just added energy that that I don't think that this model takes into consideration yet, because they don't know about it yet. So here's the 18th, the morning of this 18th. It's still intense here on the coast. In the morning of the 18th there. Then it moves off coast, okay, and goes out into the Atlantic. That's the end of convection, the 18th. Little pop-ups here in the Rockies, the Sierras, nothing much. We go through nighttime of the 18th, morning of the 19th, noontime. The whole country kind of clears out there, so we're good on the 19th. There's the end of convection, the 19th. Into the nighttime hours, it looks that this convection in this area is going to blossom into the nighttime hours. So we'll watch this area from North Texas through Oklahoma into Kansas, even the backside of Missouri, little corner of Arkansas, up into Iowa. This whole little band here we should watch, because this convection goes from when the sun goes down, it blossoms at night. So that's a little concern. We'll watch that. It dissipates in the morning, though. That's noontime, and the end of convection on the 20th. We have this congealing together at night. See these little pop-ups? Watch as the sun goes down, the end of convection, that all brews and congeals together. So watch that, the nighttime of the 20th, through Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, even the corner of North Dakota, okay? Then it kind of dissipates through the morning. There's the noon of the 21st. We have some kind of low wrapping up over here. That's the end of convection, the 21st. There's going to be pop-up thunderstorms here, maybe through the mid-plains here. Nighttime the 21st, it does blossom up again here a little bit. That's the morning of 22nd, noon, end of convection the 22nd. There's nighttime the 22nd, little pop-ups here through North Texas, Panhandle of Oklahoma, Kansas area. Then it dissipates in the morning. That's noontime. There's the end of convection on the 23rd. Look at how this is all wrapping up with these tighter thunderstorms up here. Let me zoom in on that, tab it more for you guys there. Okay, so this is across South Dakota, North Dakota, corner of Montana, Wyoming, northern Nebraska. This whole plume right here we'll watch out for on the end of convection, September 23rd, okay? September 23rd is also the 6-year anniversary of the star alignment The Revelation 12 star alignment happened on September 23rd of 2017. A real 2,000-year-old prophecy come true. Lined up in the heavens like it said it was going to. Clear sign of the end of the age, or the age that we're in. Okay. That was a celestial signpost, and there's been a lot more since. If I could name them all, you'd be floored. I've shown you a bunch. All right, so back to where we are, though. This is the end of convection, September 23rd, the 6-year anniversary. Then it goes into nighttime and goes off hardcore. It blossoms from this, which I just had zoomed in, into this. Now I'm going to zoom into this for you guys. All right, now look at what it's doing. This thing has gained strength, wrapped up, and it's got red and yellow right from the border of Minnesota, where North Dakota and South Dakota congeal right here, and then down into Nebraska, even down into Kansas area. So back into here, into northern Wyoming and southern Montana, right there border. So this big old thing is going to wrap up here and get really nasty on the 23rd. And who knows what comes off the sun on the 20th? That will dictate what happens on the 23rd as well. So, whoops. No, I didn't want to go that direction. Go back to it. Thank you. I just want to zoom back out. There we go. Good, we didn't lose it. So, continuing on, this is the nighttime of the September 23rd. Then into the 24th, all right? This is the morning of the 24th. Still intensive storms that have moved into Wisconsin, have moved through Minnesota, now down into Iowa, still back into Wyoming and North Dakota. So this thing still stretches out at nighttime, or even into the morning of the 24th. There's noon the 24th. There's the end of convection the 24th. So this thing's still around with a lot of intense storms up here in Canada, maybe down here in the tail, reaching down into Missouri on the 24th, the end of convection. Then it wraps up, and there's still this down here in Missouri at nighttime, the 24th. That's the morning of the 25th, the noon. And here we are at the end of convection. You saw how this wrapped up and congealed again on September 25th. Then it dissipates at night, so that's good. It dissipates and doesn't blossom. So this one wraps up right there at the end of convection on the 25th, then goes into the nighttime. There's the morning of the 26th. A little low moving in here off of Florida maybe, but we'll see. Stuff moving into the west coast, starting back here, right there. So that's 5 a.m. the 26th, noon the 26th, into convection the 26th. There's the morning, or no, the nighttime of the 26th, morning of the 27th, noon, convection the 27th, nighttime, the morning of the 28th, there's noon, and convection again here. Wow, look at this over here by Pennsylvania and New York. At the end of convection, 5 p.m. That'll be 8 p.m. their time. September 28th here on the on the East Coast, Pennsylvania, New York area. We'll zoom in on that real quick. This is kind of far out there as far as dates away or whatever, so it's not as reliable, but right now this is what the GFS is calling for right here. Intense storms, even red in there in New York, Pennsylvania area, okay? Gotta zoom back out to use it. So then it's still there at nighttime on the 28th. That's the morning of the 29th. It's rotating around there. That's the noon of the 29th. Still there in New York, Pennsylvania. Let me just go one more. Wow. All right, so right here. Alright, see how it's whipping back around, hitting New York, Pennsylvania area. See if we can get that in there a little bit better. Okay, and zoom back out. This next frame. Zoom back in. Sorry all the zooming, but trying to get you guys the best image I can so you'll have a good idea of what to expect. The corner of New York region, down underneath Vermont, Maryland, Connecticut area. So it's hitting this region at the nighttime. Or that's the end of convection on the 29th. So I'd watch the 29th. It goes even into the nighttime there. That's the morning of the 30th. Here, let's pull this up a little better. Noontime the 30th. Convection. There's nighttime. This little arm reaching back down into Texas is blossoming here at the very tail with some possible thunderstorms around the Dallas area. 11 p.m. on the 30th. Nighttime of the 30th. This big low pushes up into Canada through October 1st. That's the end of convection, October 1st, right there, wrapping around with this possible thunderstorms here in the Great Lakes area, okay? And that was all the data they had there. I'm going to start the loop again. Here's this moving through, okay? Let me pull it up right there for you guys and just kind of let that play for a second for you. Grab a sip here. Okay. Wow. We got through that. What a wild week, huh? And a wild week of weather still to come. So a lot of inbound objects, a lot of changing of this weather pattern. It'll intensify some of these storms, and not just here in this country, but around the world. I've noticed that our country has been spared pretty decently compared to the rest of what the rest of the world is getting. And I don't think we need to pull up the seed satellite or the null school tonight. I think we'd rather just get into the spiritual report tonight. You guys all good with that? We're done with the solar report, weather report, and everything. We got this weird activity coming off the sun. Okay, I've shown you the big eye that happened the other week. These are signs in the sun, especially when you got these. Let me go back a couple frames here. Where was that one with the face? This reminds me of something out of a painting. This weird face right here. Get this totally zoomed in and get this as best as I can for you guys. Alright, doesn't this face right here remind you of something like out of a painting where there's a face on the sun? I wish I could really get into this eye real quick here, because it's there. It defines that it's a real face. Geometry-wise, this is 1 in a million, lineup to have a perfect face like this. If you're an artist and you try to draw a face, it's hard to get the geometry of a face down, right? The odds of drawing a perfectly symmetrical face are pretty high. And this one is symmetrical. You can make out this crown up here, boom, boom, with this round circle gem or whatever in the crown. Ooh, there we go. See, now you can see this other eye a little better. Pretty trippy. Okay, and I didn't make this up. This is what the satellite's capturing, okay? That's why I tell you guys, come over here to this instrument and look at this stuff yourself, because I'm not making this up. This isn't, photoshopped or anything. This is what's being captured in NASA's cameras, all right? If you guys been listening to Mike from around the world and Paul Begley, he's been telling you they're capturing reflections. Well, here's a reflection of what's out there. Sun's shining off of it, and you can see that well, it is what it is. That picture's worth 1,000 words. All right? There's spiritual stuff going on as well. All right? All right, so starting off with that image, that's our our latest sign in the sun, you guys. And that was on the 14th, all right? That's what's due to hit or arrive the 17th, all right? So everybody pray. You guys have been doing an awesome job. So thankful for having such a great audience. And you guys truly are the elite here. So what I'm going to do now, you see how this guy's kind of blowing? It's almost like that other image I showed you, the face huffing and puffing in the clouds and blowing. That's what this one kind of reminds me of. Oh, how do I do this, Lord? You sure you want me to do this? Alright, so I always kind of close out with this image right here, right? But we got a new way of showing you this time, okay? And what we're going to do is go to something else real quick that I have to go through. Now, this event right here was a storm hitting Florida. Okay, it was a hurricane hitting Florida, and this storm chaser was filming a van flipping in the background, okay? The storm chaser captured an EVP. If you guys know what an electronic voice print is, they are real. The spiritual realm chooses to communicate through electronic devices. All right, and a lot of ghost hunters use these spirit boxes to communicate with them, right? Well, sometimes these voices just come through on people's videos or over the radio or whatever. And in this one was captured something quite odd that I was led to. So I'm going to do my best to see if we can capture this audioly, because it's not a very good recording, and I got to hold it up to miniature speakers. So let's just swing away and see if we can hit this out of the park. Alright. Hopefully that's the speaker. And I'm going to play this. If we can have the sound. Alright. It caught it in two separate incidences. The first one was taken of the van flipping. This is about 5 minutes later from a different angle, and the EVP was caught saying the same thing. Brian Knight is coming. Brian Knight is coming like a lion, and he's mad. Alright, so I'm going to play it again here. A little bit in the background. Oh wait, this is what I wanted to try to do. So, if we can get that one set up with this one, yeah. Alright, so we're gonna listen. Hopefully you guys can hear that while we show this.
Outside. They're dangerous.
Alright. Well, after this wild week and this spiritual journey I have been through in the last 50 days, 60 days, being out in the wilderness and then back home again and taking care of family again, has truly taught me a lot of different things along the way. And I've seen a lot more than what you're even seeing here on my show while I was out there. And there's truly something happening to me and to our planet. And I think you guys are starting to see what's going on here. And that last little bit right there wasn't so much for you guys, that was more for the powers that be, because they're getting the same messages on their spirit boxes as well. And they know somebody's coming. Already here. And you're watching it right now. Alright, guys. So let's go back to the 14th. Leave you with that. Right there. I showed you the other stuff that was coming off the sun, the big giant eye, the crucifixes that came off. We have the Feast of Trumpets coming up. So everybody, happy Feast of Trumpets. Keep up your prayers. And we'll see what happens here real soon. Okay, we'll see what happens. We might come out the backside and still be here tomorrow. Or you never know. Okay, so keep up your prayers. Share this with your family, friends, or anybody else that's into this kind of information that wants to know. And thank all you guys for showing up tonight. Sorry it's taken me so long. It's just been a lot going on in my life, and it's all reflecting here in the spiritual realm. And I'm just fighting as hard as I can to take care of my family and keep this boat afloat, okay? And protect all you guys from this stuff, because crazy stuff is happening to me, and it's all reflective here, what's going on. I wish I could explain it a little bit more, but you guys wouldn't believe it, so they're just kind of going as the signs come, okay? So here's your latest sign in the sun on the 14th. All right, and I tell you, come over here. In fact, let's do this real quick. When you do come over here, go to the 14th. Whoops, let me get zoomed out a little better here. And it's frame 37 of 81. Pull this over again. All right. There's two different kind of timestamps. Down here it says displaying 37 of 81. Also over here, the date and the time. So here's the time, it's 8:24. So it's this image on 8:24 or frame 37 of 81. Come over here, zoom into it, look at it, change. There's 3 different frames. There's this one, that one has a weird sun face in it, and then this one. So there's 3 different developing faces in this series. So you should come over here and check it out. There's this image, this reverse image of Cookie Clear Cutter of our object right here. Some of the faces over here on the red side too are a little odd. Let's just kind of, where was this? All right, this image right here is a gem here. Let's get even tighter on that one. Okay, this is the same event, just a frame or 2 before, right here. Okay, what a gem of a capture here. Here's our little moon, our bigger object back behind it. The plasma coming out, bending and going around it. See that? Just a perfect example right there. And that was the 14th, due to hit the 17th. Not much due to hit the 16th, this next coming day, this next coming morning here. But we do have this, and it's going like right by in front of our planet. So it's out there. Let's go one more frame where it really takes that thing of light and bends it even more. Oh, come on, where is the instrument? Just bear with me real quick. Trying to avoid zooming in and out and in and out and in and out. But now look how it's taken this light. Boom, curved it, and then curved it around, and now it's going back. Kind of hard to report on, but over here at this channel we deal with the unbelievable because, well, that's what we're capturing, and somebody's got to bring this to you guys. I seen Planet X News is back up and going, so praying for Scott and Dr. Albers over there at that channel. Here, we'll zoom in one more time on this capture because this is such a good one. Alright, so there you go, folks. That's our latest little sign in the sun. Produced some weird looking faces there. Alright. So, I think that's it for tonight. I love you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your prayers. Keep praying for each other. Pray for each other's endurance. Okay? Pray for strength. Because it takes strength and endurance to keep going one day at a time. So put on your full armor of God, take in the Word of God, wrap your mind around all this stuff. So when stuff starts happening here, you'll understand why. Anyways, I think that's about it for tonight. I love you all. God bless you all. Let's leave with this image right here. Let's run that one more time. There we go. We'll leave that going. Yeah, how ironic that when I was out in the wilderness, I ended up having to camp out at the base of this little mountain. See this mountain in the ground right here? As it comes down here and comes down on this side, down at the base of this mountain down here is where I ended up having to camp out for a while. So, and I looked up at this mountain every day and had faith. I already knew that this had happened over it, and I just had faith that I'd be delivered. And boy, the Lord really did deliver me. And He causes me to be victorious, and my cup overfloweth. So I'm just so grateful for the Lord and everybody's prayers and everything, and just hang in there, you guys. We're getting closer every day. All right. That's it for tonight. I love you all. God bless you all. Thank you all for being here. Stick around or keep looking for alerts or whatever. I'll try to be back tomorrow if I can. That's it for tonight. Love you all. God bless. Until next time, I'll be back. I am back.